The moment the black boy learns his last name, he becomes indestructible. Do you know your last name? Well, if you knew how I now know, you'd realize you're neither victim, problem, nor solution. If only you knew, you'd realize that just as it must be unpleasantly painful for the young seed to break out of its shell and emerge from the ground as the beautiful flower it was always destined to be, so as it will be for you. Do realize, black boy, that the pain is only masquerading and is not pain at all, but simply a natural growth. If you knew yours like how I now know mine, you'd realize that a daily 1% gain will yield a 365% return by the end of the year, and that death was not your only path towards acquiring wings, and that languid moments basking under a shining sun were enough to elicit an eternal wide-mouthed, large-lipped smile. Because do remember, everyone's skin can't sustain basking in the sun. Realize there will always be slivers of light dwelling and hiding within the darkness. Never shy away from either, baby boy. If you knew like how I now know, you'd realize that Oneida isn't the stopping point, but on the contrary, your beginning. For if there was not a lowest point, how could we possibly know when we have reached our highest? If only you knew, you'd realize you're closer to where you're trying to get than where you started. So why not keep going? Do realize life is but a dream, and if you decide to live out your fears, life will let you. If you truly knew what I now know, you'd realize that if she makes you take your dreams more serious, she's perfect. If you knew like how I now know, you'd realize that it's always okay to pause. Breathe. And ponder over what needs to be done, then commence to doing. If you truly knew what I now know, you'd realize that the battle is not with any of the faces looking at you, nor the one reflected. If only you knew, black boy, you'd realize that life is not a battle at all. If we knew ours like most do, we'd realize victory was secured the very moment we earned our last name. If only we knew, though, we'd realize that black was merely a color and not a manifestation of the soul, or that all we owed ourselves and our unborn was simply more love. So I'll ask one final time. If you know your last name, how I now know mine, what would you do with your next 24?
Let's go, yeah. Bet.
Time and tide seem to agree. in becoming partial to either you or me. Maybe Friday's wasted, along with those faces, sleeping possible changes that weren't meant to be. Through an allocated skies and precision seizing time. No questions can arise that